Yeah, I thought the guys really battled again. It's always hard. The thing we're learning with this two-game setup is I think you're seeing it across our league. The first game is always a fight, but the second one is even a whole nother level because if you've lost, you're trying like crazy to get a split. And if you've won, you're trying to duplicate what you did basically the night before, night and a half before. And that's your measuring stick. And I thought we were really good defensively in the first half. Our efficiency was in the 70s, which is unreal. And then I thought in the second half, our offense started rolling a little bit more, and we started making some shots and scoring, and then it affected our defense. We scored 46 in the second half, so our offense got going. And I think what our young guys got to learn that just because you get a 12-point lead, 13-point lead, doesn't mean you don't guard. And I just thought we got a little bit lazy defensively in the second half, but all in all, that was a great weekend for us. Playing a team like this that can put a lot of pressure on you. Only turned the ball over 12 times. We did a good job on the backboard again. And we did a good job of making Robinson both games, I think, earn stuff. Both of his numbers were down in both games against us. So I thought we did a really good job of trying to make some other people beat us. And fortunately, we come out with two good wins. I hear nobody.
We'll take questions for Coach.
Oh, there we go.
Hey, Coach, you already mentioned, it's been shown around the entire NCAA, the entirety of it, just how tough it is to sweep a series, beating a team twice in the span of 3 days. So what does this do for your guys moving forward, getting those two dubs in just a difficult fashion like that?
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see, but I hope it gives them some confidence. We had a great locker room, afterwards, not just excited about the wins, but, talking about Alam's, 18 dribble crossover to Dre pulling up and taking an ill-advised three to just laughter in a locker room. And I think that's always good. And we've been playing well. We played well at New Mexico and took them out of a lot of things that I think they wanted to do. And we did the same thing against San Diego State in two really possessions and games that came down to the last couple possessions. And then I thought we came back home and continued that. So we've had about 3 straight series here, really since we've come back over break, after Christmas break. And I think we've had growth. And now can you consistently do that? And, but we had some really good things. Dre starting the second half because of foul trouble. I thought he was really good to start the second half. And that was a pivotal, only up 7. That was a pivotal start. So I thought he gave us really good minutes there off the bench. But other than just some ill-advised, lazy defense in the second half, I thought these were 2 games that we put together some really good minutes.
Sure feels scoring those first 10 points for you guys when it was tough for other guys to get the ball in the bucket. How big were those 10 points when it was just a struggle early on?
Well, it was what Grant does. He's got a really good feel, and we haven't been getting. I think that's something we got to continue to watch because our starts have not been very good, especially offensively. We just have not started games for whatever reason. Where the first 4-minute game we've scored 6, 7, 8, 9 points. We've been in the 2, 3, 4 level a lot to start games, and so we talked about that we wanted to get off to a good start. And as a team, we didn't. We had a couple turnovers, some missed layups during that time. But I think Grant did a lot of good things, and he's done so many good things. And you got him again tonight. He makes all 10 free throws. He has 27 points. He drew 7 fouls. I mean, you draw 7 fouls, you're doing a lot of work. And he has, 8 assists, 3 turnovers. I just thought he managed his team very well. They started running and jumping, which we haven't seen much in the last 10 minutes. And so we got to continue to work on stuff like that. That got us out of character a little bit. But, he's been a very consistent player for us, so it's good to see.
Coach, you talked about earlier this week how you were going to practice here more at Lawler versus the facility to get the guys more comfortable. Do you think that helps them going into the series this week?
Yeah, I hope so. And we joked about it. I don't know what we ended up shooting. We didn't make threes tonight, but we did make our free throws at a high level. And, Yeah, we didn't shoot the ball very, what was the game? We ended up at 47, and then we were 88 at the line. We just didn't make threes. The last game we made 10 threes, but we joked about it as a staff to try to help them with their shooting. We got new goals. So we've had these goals that we got last year are state of the art, and we've been waiting to put them in. So we're saying that the goal change might have helped our shooting a little bit, but we didn't quite shoot it like game one. But we've been in this building all week, which is good. We'll get a couple practices in probably in sessions before we leave for Wyoming. We'll take off to Wyoming on Wednesday. So that's a big trip. They got Air Force tomorrow night in a big game at Air Force. And then we're going to go there. And our last 3 games with Wyoming have come down to the last basket. We barely beat them here last year, barely beat them in Laramie last year, and then they beat us in the conference tournament in a close game. So, I think those are going to be 2 huge games for both teams.
Also, Coach, Zane Meeks was not dressed today. Can you elaborate a little bit more on the injury he's dealing with and how long he'll be out for?
All right, sore knee. I hope he's back for the Wyoming trip. I think he will be. Obviously, we got to hope the next. We knew it was a tough turnaround. The positive to it is they get tomorrow off and we're done by 3. So they get about a day and a half off here, and he can get some treatments and get rest. And then Daniel is progressing well too. So there's a chance that if things go well when we get to Wyoming, we could have both Daniel and Zane back, which would help us. Because I think we got tired in the second half, and it probably affected our defense. We had to go 4 guards a lot because our bigs got in foul trouble. So we didn't have a lot of the guys, Zane being out and then really being kind of a guard down with Daniel all year. If we can get those 2 holes plugged, I think that can help us with some depth issues.
Coach, what can you say about Desmond Cambridge and his just ability to defend and score?
Well, he's doing a great job for us defensively, as you mentioned, and obviously we want him to score because he's a scorer. But then you look at his rebounds. Game 1, he had 8. Game 2, he had 11. So it's somebody from the backcourt in a game where we're playing a team that really rebounds the basketball. They came in averaging 14 offensive rebounds. Game 1, they got 5, and today they got 9. Both in games where they didn't shoot the ball well. They shot it at 41 today, and it was less than that in game 1. So there's a lot of missed shots. So sometimes board play can be misleading. I don't think in this case it was. We did a really good job with board play, and Des had a lot to do with that. He averaged 9.5 rebounds during these 2 games. So I thought he was terrific. Did a lot of good things for us. It was good to see. And then I do think another key was Trey Coleman. Trey scored the ball better today. He made 4 field goals. I think that might be a season high, and we need for him because I think he's got the ability to score it. He averaged 5 rebounds in the 2 games. He scored the ball today. And then what goes unnoticed is Stroud. Stroud came in averaging 14 points from them off the bench, and I thought he did a great job in game 1, and he did a great job in game 2. Stroud got a couple baskets when I think he scored maybe 6 to 8 points when Trey was out. When Trey was in, I thought he did a really good job of taking Stroud out of the game, which was really big because he was their second leading scorer next to Robinson.
And how big was that just to be able to hold Robinson just to 1 offensive rebound again tonight?
Yeah, I mean, we kept him off the glass all weekend. He never got his average in points all weekend. So to do that, and that's a load because I really like his game. I think he is a special talent, and hopefully our bigs can gain a lot of momentum with that. I think Warren and KJ are starting to get some confidence to them, and they're not in a hurry as much as they have been. And it's that foul trouble. Warren had a reach on a guard, and we just and KJ had an ill-advised just push out of the post. I mean, we just have to stay away from just the ill-advised fouling because it gets them out of rhythm because their minutes are going to go up if the fouling stops. And I thought that was the key. I thought KJ had some really good minutes in this game.
Hey, Coach, similar to the wins against New Mexico, a big advantage from the foul line. How well could that serve you moving forward, especially later on down the road when you're going to be facing teams in the top tier where you're going to need as many points as you can get in any fashion you can?
Well, I think the positive is that we got to the free throw line in both games, and we're making free throws at a high rate. We really made them tonight, I think an 88% clip. The negative is we allowed our opponent shoot 37 free throws. If it wasn't for the foul line, we held a team to, I think they got 9 field goals both halves. That's really good defense. So we held them to 18 field goals, which is really, really good. But they got 23 points at the free throw line because they shot 37 free throws. You can't give a team 37 free throws. So it's still, if we're going to take that next jump defensively, this young team's got to learn. You got to keep teams off the foul line. The foul line is crucial. And then it's hard on me trying to manage, and the staff trying to manage foul trouble. I mean, it is, there's just been too many games where guys don't get in the rhythm. We'd like to get them in the rhythm because of fouling. And we got to constantly look at that and work on that, because if the foulings diminish, our defense is getting pretty good.
Desmond, how important was it to come out of here with 2 wins, especially just how much of a gut punch it was to take 2 losses at San Diego State?
It was super important, especially since we played so hard and we grew so much as a team against San Diego State, and then losing those 2 games. It really put an emphasis on coming home and protecting home, making sure we get 2. Because I just saw the standings, I think maybe yesterday. Well, not as high as I would like. So, every win from now on is important.
And Trey, what did it mean to you to contribute in the way you did today?
It's always my goal to contribute as much as possible on both ends of the court, and just help the team try to get a W every time we go out.
Cambridge, where did you find that just that drive today? Came out defensively, having your most rebounds that you've had. Where did you find that motivation to really get going here at against Fresno?
Fresno is one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, and so that was a big emphasis for us coming into the game. And so with our bigs having to block out Robinson and the other bigs they have, it was important for the guards to crash hard because they're busy boxing out. So that would leave the lane open for us to get the rebound. And so I was just trying to capitalize.
Question for both of you. Now with more time, you guys practicing and playing games together, do you guys finally feel like you guys are finally finding your rhythm together and finding out what everybody's just like what their sorry, I'm at a loss for words. You get my question.
I think we're all clicking more and more. I mean, we're a really young team, and it was going to take us some time to really know each other's game and be able to play off each other. And I think we're really excelling in that right now and really playing together both ends of the court.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely, as you can see, we still have people coming in to the team right now. So, it's so many moving parts. And especially with, like you said, us being a young team, it just takes a little minute to get that chemistry going. And we're just trying to take it day by day. And when that chemistry really clicks, we're going to be a really, really good team.
You guys, you had a little bit of trouble starting off, being able to win here at home. Do you guys finally feel like it's clicking and you're feeling more comfortable here at Lawler?
For sure. We got new rims installed, and so they're definitely more shooter friendly. And we've been practicing in Lawler a lot more. Just trying to get used to the field. Because we don't practice in Lawler a lot, but yeah, we just got to get the feel right.
Des, you had mentioned chemistry earlier. Is that the biggest area y'all have seen growth in so far this season? Or what are some of the key things that you've noticed over these past couple of months here so far that's gotten you to the point you're at right now?
Yeah, chemistry is definitely one of the big things, on the court and off the court, just everyone getting a feel for each other and who we are as people. And then another big key is everyone just locking in and focusing on the little things that the coach wanted us to execute when we're on the court. And with a young team, it's really hard to concentrate and focus on the little things. You just made a 3-pointer, but now you have to know we're getting in 13 back to 2-3. And so sometimes your mind could just wander off, and just staying focused for the entire time that we're out there as a unit, all 5 of us, is what I think we made the biggest improvement.
You guys now hit the road to take on Wyoming. What are you guys hoping to improve your game going into the next series?
We really just want to improve on the offensive end, just moving the ball around and being able to shoot it with more confidence. And I feel like our defense is coming together. We're really trusting everybody, like with our help and everything. But going to Wyoming, I feel like we just keep playing our game and hit more shots.
And we had to stop fouling, which we're gonna do.